After a billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for our 12 p.m. daily hail forecast, sponsored by the C3 Group. Check their page out in the description below here on Facebook. And if you're not watching us on Facebook, well, why aren't you? Come like us on Facebook. Go Google search C3 Group and see what those guys have to offer. And with that, make sure you guys download our app. If you're watching us on Facebook as your first-time viewer, you can download our app on the App Store, the Google Play Store. Hit that lightning bolt lower right-hand corner of the screen. That brings up this video right here, live stream. Yes, it's on Facebook. It's also on YouTube and on Periscope. And it will bring up the YouTube stream. So you can check that out, watch these videos, or either the live stream or replay of the video. And you will continue working. And if you want to watch it in full screen, of course, you can go ahead and click on the full screen mode right there as well. And notifications, make sure they're set up. I know it's a pretty quiet time right now. We're not buzzing you constantly, but we still send out a notification every time we have a new forecast video out or if anything exciting happens. So make sure you have that set up for the areas that you'd like to be notified for and what ways to be notified for, whether it is on the app, on your email, or on your desktop computer, combo of the two, all three. And you can customize that for the areas you want to, you care about, whether it's a city area, a whole state, or the entire country, or even Australia and Canada. So with that, we have a forecast for today, and this is the only real honest-to-God hail forecast we got for you guys for the rest of the week. I'm not here to sugarcoat things really, or hype stuff up that's not there. I know the phrase fake news goes around a lot, and we try to keep that to a minimum here in the weather world. So today is your best bet at seeing any real hail across the country. There is storms currently moving across near the Des Moines area. Earlier this morning I had Omaha and Des Moines in my risk, and as the morning's worn on and the showers have moved through, I've continued to push that a little bit further and further to the east. I think areas from about Quincy up to Davenport and maybe up just south of Madison, Wisconsin, I have the best chance of seeing some hail today. Hopefully some storms can either form ahead of the line that's moving through right now, or that line can break up a little bit and make a little bit more hail potential with more isolated storms. Up to golf ball size hail with that, 10% chance there. Got a 5% chance in Chicago, where I think as the afternoon wears on, there will be at least a couple storms that try to get their act together in front of the main line of storms that are ongoing right now. And so 5% there, but I think maybe only up to about $0.5 size hail with that. And then everywhere else, only about 2% chance. I think a couple storms may form in the vicinity of Kansas City and eventually head towards Columbia. But for the most part, it's going to be really focused in on Illinois and far eastern sections of Iowa, and maybe, just maybe, you get a storm to make it all the way to Grand Rapids, Michigan, before it turns into a line entirely by the later in the evening hours after about, say, 9 p.m. and just push through Indiana, and that is going to kill your hail risk for today. And then I can show you guys here, this is what we're talking about, having storms potentially form as the initial line tries to hold itself off just a little bit, and you see other storms developing, maybe even some isolated storms here in Illinois as well as this evening progresses. So we'll see. Get a couple storms. Fingers crossed. Do those hail dances, guys. Maybe we can squeeze out a 3-star map somewhere with a well-placed, well-timed hailstorm. And with tomorrow now, I do have a hail risk, but it's a very, very low-end risk. I only have about a 1% chance of seeing at least a 3-star map. Probably only a 1% chance of seeing at least a 2-star map. Pretty big area, however, it looks to be more of a squall line as a cold front is ripping across the country at this point, and it'll get through to the East Coast by tomorrow evening. There's a lot of rain in the East Coast today, as noted. I think my mom mentioned it's in the 50s and raining in Connecticut, and it'll be a little warmer tomorrow early on, and then you're going to have that squall line move through, and it's really going to leave maybe only 1 or 2 pockets of up to quarter-size hail. So that's why I have up to 1 inch hail possible, but it's going to be very isolated, very few and far between, more rain and wind threat. And once this cold front pushes through, well, unfortunately, that kind of kills any chances for hail as we move through the rest of the week. As it stabilizes the atmosphere, a lot of cool air is going to be in the country to end September here. And you see that cold front moving through with mostly a squall line, maybe a couple little areas. You could see some hail in your day tomorrow. So unfortunately that means I kind of alluded to a little bit here, that 5-day forecast. Once we get past today and tomorrow, we have pretty much nothing to talk about Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It looks like it's going to be pretty quiet. We're going to be ending September on a low note of it being very, very quiet, very little hail, and pretty cool, unseasonably cool for a lot of the country, especially if you're north of, I'd say, about Interstate 70. It's going to be cooler than normal to end the month. And here in Oklahoma, we're even going to get down to the 60s tomorrow as this cold front means business. Somebody mentioned here, Southwest Michigan, hail chances tonight. Yes, there is a chance this evening, probably after about 7 p.m. And hail may be up to $half size. It really comes down to if a line of storms forms and can't sustain any storms ahead of that line. So lower end chance, but there is a chance nonetheless, and you're probably not going to see another chance for hail for at least a few days. And when I go to the map here, not really much to talk about. Low hail threat all the way through Saturday. So there is a little brightness on the horizon once we get around the corner through the end of September into October. It looks like we have another shot at some activity moving through at the beginning of October. So we'll see, maybe we can get some hail to happen then. And I think more risks are kind of just occasionally moving through as typical for the fall season, where you'd have a shot of cold air, 3 or 4 days of nothing, and then another attempt at getting some hail. And I think the tropics are trying desperately to get something together for the beginning of October too. So it may be quiet for the rest of the week, but hopefully next week, when I'm not going to be here for a good chunk of the week, it might be when things decide to kick up again. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, guys. Follow our posts. I know it is a fairly quiet time. We try to do some updates every once in a while, some interesting weather updates, and maybe around the world. You have to start looking worldwide to find interesting weather when the United States decides to be kind of boring. So make sure you hit see first and you don't miss any of that. And if you have any other comments, questions, or concerns that aren't addressed here in these videos, or if you want to know more about what HailTrace offers as a product and a service for you, give us a call at 855-334-4245, email us info@hailtrace.com, or visit our website at hailtrace.com. You can message us on intercom on there as well. To many ways to get in contact with us outside of the comments section here on Facebook. So I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, everybody. If by any chance something crazy happens and there's some big hail in a large populated area, maybe if you guys hail dance hard enough, cross your fingers hard enough, we could have that happen. We'll be here and doing live coverage as we usually do for major weather events. And if not, I'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. like always here on whatever platform you're watching us from. So have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll talk to you later.